Do you think that artists who have labels behind them have an advantage when it comes to the Grammys?
Oh, 100%, dude. Money. Everything's money.
Can you pay for a Grammy?
You could pay enough money to campaign for a Grammy, yeah.
You're so underrated, and it's just because you don't have the machine, and it sucks, bro.
Yeah. So when I see people come out jumping around, no offense to anybody, but that to me isn't performing. Performing is what Prince was doing. Performing is what Michael Jackson was doing. Performing is what Beyonce does.
What's your relationship like with yourself? Like, would you say you love yourself?
I'm in the best place I've ever been with myself.
Okay.
Telling myself I'm proud of myself for the first time.
Yeah.
Telling myself I love myself for the first time.
Yeah.
Realizing what effect those words had on me. Because I don't make a lot of money off music at all. All the money I made from TV, I invested back into my music videos. One thing that I'll say is true for both film and music is that everyone should be getting paid way more. We've all had those thoughts, bro. We've all wanted to, like, you know, maybe tap out of this life and, you know, like, fuck it, let's just end it. Or
what do you want your legacy to ultimately be, you know?
Freedom. I want people to live free. The way that I love and have been loved in my life is something that I pray and hope for people to experience.
Trevor Jackson does it all and does it well. From lighting up the screen in the hit series Grown-ish and Sony Pictures Superfly to dropping soulful R&B classics, he's a modern-day Renaissance man. Mr. Trevor. Trevor Jackson, a legend himself, man. Welcome.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me, dude. Freaking a rod. We go back.
Yeah, man. You came here with your brother. You guys pulled up on time. I appreciate you. It's been, how many years has it been since we last?
Since I've seen you, probably like 2, maybe.
Yeah, because we did some stuff during COVID, or the pandemic.
What was the last thing we did? Just Friends?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, we always collabed on videos. That was always so fun, man. Definitely enjoyed those moments. I feel like we just complimented each other. We had kind of the same vision, same idea of what we wanted, and we always executed.
Hell yeah, bro.
About that.
Dude, I loved our videos. I just like how because like some artists have, here's the thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I hear an artist and they're like, yeah, I think I'm gonna direct, I get I get nervous.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, most artists, they want to direct not to actually have the creative authority or have the vision. They just do it to stroke their egos.
Yeah, exactly. Just to have it on there. Or they don't know anything about film or setting shots up or lighting or storytelling or anything.
That's the problem. And you're like such an interesting hybrid of an artist because you have experience on sets.
Yeah.
So you're not just a musician, you're definitely a filmmaker, and you have like such a cool, I don't know, perspective on things, you know?
Thanks,
so
thanks.
I appreciate you bringing that side of you to those projects.
Yeah.
And
they came out really good. So just so you guys know, Just Friends, Good Enough.
Yeah.
What else?
There was the one in the stairwell. What was that one?
Oh, Warning and why am I not thinking of the song? Spam in a Can.
Spam in a Can. And then there was also oh wait, Good Enough was the one in the bar with the dance. No, what was the first one with the apocalypse? What was that one?
Apocalypse.
Was it called? Yeah.
First one, yeah, that was tight. That was my first time ever directing. Like just trying to really put that hat on. That was fun.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's a cool video.
That was a cool video, and that was like ahead of its time because now everybody's doing the fancy VFX and stuff, but we were doing that before people were doing it. You know?
And that night when we finished shooting that, you know, that there's things that keep popping up every 2-3 years now. Those white little rockets in the sky, and then they
yeah.
There was one right after we shot that on that day, Apocalypse. I was like, oh shit, it's really an apocalypse.
It's really an apocalypse. That's nuts, dude. Are you I see you're still putting out videos and you're still going hard at it. Are you still focusing on directing all those as well? And
I like to have a nice say, you know what I mean? I just want it to feel real. I always feel like if I can't listen back to a song and see myself singing it somewhere or like having the story, then it's not for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been doing more clips, but I do miss doing more long videos.
I've noticed that.
Our world is changing.
Yeah,
and
bro.
it sucks because I think music videos are such an art.
Yeah.
And they're becoming a lost art because people's attention spans or money or whatever you want to call it. But for me, like, that was always something that I prided myself on, was making music videos but different, like trying to make cinematic movie type, you know, messaging or whatever, something out of the ordinary. So I definitely want to get back into that. And this next album will call more for the storytelling stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm excited, bro.
Thanks, dude. Thank you. It's like a breakup I'm calling it "I Love You Goodbye," the greatest breakup album of all time. And basically, it's just a bunch of songs about a breakup, but it's really, really dope. And I think it's the best songwriting I've done because I wrote it in such a sad place. I probably wrote it in like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Was it after a breakup?
Right after a breakup. So I had the breakup. Then 2 weeks after that, I tore my Achilles.
Oh my God!
And completely tore it.
How did that happen?
Just now back on 2 feet, kind of whatever. I was playing basketball. Yeah, tore my Achilles. But everything happens for a reason because in that time I was able to just feel and write instead of like feel, suppress, and then maybe later I'll write. It was just like feel, oh my God, vomit. Like I had vomiting it out.
Anything you felt, you just put it.
Yeah, it was just putting it on the album.
Yeah.
Came out really, really good. And I think a lot of people, when they're going through stuff like that, they're like, you don't understand. No one understands. And you just want someone to get it. And I think this album, everybody's been there. Every single person's been there.
The universe almost had a way of telling you to just like chill for a sec.
That's what everybody that's close to me says. They're like, you need to sit down anyway, bro. You're too much. You're moving around too much.
It's amazing to think about like how much time you save when you're not like out and about.
For real. And I've been learning this too. I'm not gonna say I'm a clean person. Like, I mean, I'm not dirty, but I'm definitely messy, but not like like shit around. You know what I'm saying? Like.
What does that mean?
Like mud and shit all around my house. You know what I'm saying? But there's like...
What does that mean, dirty?
Dirty, but I mean more just like clothes and shit to be around or stuff is like more,
I get what you're saying. I thought you meant dirty in other ways, but you're talking about an organization.
Yeah, organization. Okay, I'm not organized, but I'm not dirty.
Yeah, okay. I got you.
So I forgot why I was saying that.
Does that have to do with your saving time, or is that what?
Yes. Oh no, I was saying. So I'm trying more to clean, just like put shit in its place. And I really don't like. Are we allowed to cuss on here? Sorry,
yeah.
And I don't like doing that. But I've been noticing when I try. I've been doing it more. And when I do it, it's easier to see what's wrong with things. So in my own life, I'm trying to do that too. It's like when you have more of a schedule where things are more on, you're able to decipher and have better discernment with, hey, if this is a clean room and everything is in its place, this little thing that's to the left will stick out more. The thing that I need to fix in my life or the thing that needs attention becomes highlighted when stuff is more. And
yeah. You notice it if it's in its place, then you notice it if it's displaced.
Yeah. So, but when everything's everywhere, it's like, you don't really know what the problem is. F it. Everything.
Yeah. And you don't even know where to start. You're like, should I do this first or this first? Yeah, I'm not.
I feel that way too with projects that I want to do. I'm like, really? Do this first. But that's why. So speaking about albums, the album that I have coming out next, I have another album I have like 4 albums.
But you dropped so many projects. Dude, you just dropped one, bro.
Yeah, I just dropped one. It's complicated. If you haven't heard that, check that out.
It's a great album, bro.
Thank you, bro.
I love that album.
But so I'm sitting on these albums, but there's an album that I'm doing that I want to put out, but because the Breakup album is one of those, like what we were just talking about, if I don't clear it out, like it'll just be in the way. So I'm just trying to get it out of the way so then I can move on to the next thing. But that's how it feels. It's like creatively it's in me and I can't focus on anything else until, even though I want to put another album out, I'm like, I just have to release myself of this relationship and move on.
But I want to ask you, like, as creatives, we're very cluttered and messy and crazy. And I think in all the most genius creatives I've seen, we have an issue compartmentalizing our lives. It almost just becomes a clusterfuck of everything. And that leads to being disorganized, being messy. Even myself, bro, like you go to my workstation at home right now, it's like 30 hard drives here, 10 hard drives here, notepads and whatever. And seriously, I have a hard time, like I'll spend an hour like cleaning it up and then the next day it's just
the same stuff. But that's almost because your work process too is like, it's like I feel like you're going back to geniuses or people that are super creative. You're chasing what's already there, right? Like most times when I'm making music or even like an idea, my brother would even tell you, like, I'll hear beats and it'll be like the first maybe 3 beats. I'm like, I got to make it right now. Yeah. Because I'm feeling like whatever this feeling is, I got to attack it. So it's almost the same when you're working. You don't have time you'll get out of that creative flow or that zone if you're like, hey, let me put this back perfectly.
Exactly. You just
instead of being like, oh, look, wait, I got to edit this. Let me go back. Hold on, grab this shit. Because you're chasing whatever that is. I think God has all those moments already and we're just trying to like access it. Yeah. And if you start thinking logically or start trying to like control it, it loses its magic.
It does. That's a good point too. I even experienced this too where like if I sometimes have an idea for like a script, because here's the thing, bro, I have hella scripts I've been writing and they're all unfinished. It's like unfinished script, unfinished short script, unfinished. So I'm like, damn, it just, the reason I think that is because one day I'll wake up, I'll be like, oh, you know what? I'm inspired to add this to this story. And then it's kind of like you in songwriting.
Yeah.
You wake up, you have an idea for this heartbreak song, but then tomorrow you might have an idea for, I don't know, redemption song or whatever.
And then you're like, wait, this has got to go on this album because that doesn't match that. And
exactly, right? So I want to ask you, like, when you're putting out projects, are you essentially grouping it by what's the most relevant to you at that time? Like, if you have a heartbreak album, are you doing it because you just broke up with someone, or can that be timeless? Can it be something you put out later,
Heartbreak is timeless, but I'm trying to move on from it.
Okay, so you want to put it out.
I want to put it out so I get it off me, but I do think the album and the songs on there are timeless.
Yeah.
So, but there are albums that I'm like, whoa, this is kind of the sound right now, or this is the vibe.
Yeah.
So let me put this out now.
Yeah.
So like I said, the only reason I'm not putting out that other album and doing the breakup is because I can feel it stuck. And I just want to get it off me.
Of course.
But I totally do feel like that. And when I'm grouping songs together, they're typically, so like the breakup album, like I said, I wrote all those together within like 2 weeks. That's probably the quickest album I've ever written.
2 weeks? How many?
Yeah.
How many?
It's
songs?
like 15 songs.
What do you have a name for it or not yet?
I Love You Goodbye.
Oh,
the greatest breakup album of all time.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. But I was making all those songs kind of close together, and they all kind of make sense. But another album I have that I'm working on is I just picked all the smashes.
Yeah.
Just all the. Who made this, bro? Because that's a different feel. That's not the breakup feel. That's every single song that I play. I can be in the club, I can be in the car, and this is just a hit after hit.
That's just like summertime too, huh?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Just every song is fire. And then you got one. I have another one that's more of a self-discovery album, where it was like, I was doing a lot of self-healing, and all those. That was kind of written at a time. I wrote all that in 1 month. That was one of the first albums I wrote without music.
Without music? What do you mean?
I just was writing.
Oh, really?
And then I got home and like put some of it to songs, and I was like, ooh, okay, this fits because I made that in this zone. So I do try to honor myself wherever I was when I made music. I don't want to go back in and fiddle with stuff because it becomes. I just want to honor. Hey, this is where I was, and this is the truth, and this is as close to the truth or as close as to reality I was at that time.
Yeah,
and I want to always honor that.
Do you enjoy listening to those songs? Like,
dude, they're prophecies to myself. Like, it'll be stuff that didn't happen yet, or stuff that did happen and I forgot about, and maybe I'm going through a similar struggle, but maybe about something else. But it'll inspire me or get me back on my feet again. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, dang, you wrote that 5 years ago, but it's relevant now, and it's helping me through my day or through my week or through my month, and just reminding myself who I am.
How often are you listening to your music versus other people's music?
90-10.
No.
Yeah, I listen to my shit all the time.
That's so dope.
But mainly because I'm like, how can we improve? How can we improve? How can we improve? What didn't you do on this song? Why do you like this song? Yeah. It's like all my favorite movies, same thing. I watch them a billion times to find out why I love this movie. Is it the sound design? Is it the editing? Is it the lighting? Is it the actor? So I definitely am just always analyzing myself. And also it helps me with my self-esteem. I've realized that recently, like, I'm more understanding of like, sometimes I don't feel like the most confident guy, or maybe sometimes I do go into a room and I'm just kind of like to myself or whatever. But sometimes I listen to my music and I'll just be like, hey, you made that. So I walk into this room like I just won a Grammy. Even though I haven't won a Grammy, I feel like I deserve 20 Grammys for the stuff I made. So I walk into the room that way and I just have a little more, and it's not cockiness, but it's confidence. And I think everybody should have something that they love that brings them that peace of mind and that confidence to walk into a room and feel like they belong there.
Yeah. I agree with that. Speaking of Grammys, come on, man. We got to get you
It's coming,
Grammy.
baby.
You got to get. You are
it.
so deserving, bro.
I can thank you, bro. But I can smell it. I can smell it, dude. It's close. I've been telling everybody near me. I was like, I'm smelling it. I don't know what it is, but I'm feeling. And even if it's not people's reaction to me, just the way the music has been flowing out of me lately, I'm just like, oh man, it feels good. And I just thank God every time I make a song that I love. I'm grateful, because people spend hours and hours and years in the studio and don't come up with great stuff. So I'm definitely thankful.
Do you think that artists who have labels behind them have an advantage when it comes to the Grammys?
Oh, 100%, dude. Money. Everything's money.
Can you pay for a Grammy?
You could pay enough money to campaign for a Grammy, yeah.
Oh, to campaign. Yeah. Okay, I remember we were like voting for your album for their consideration.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
So That's like you can go, if you're a Grammy member, you can go and vote. And be like, hey, for this album, we want to vote for him for best R&B album.
So the Grammy members will say, first they say, we want to nominate this album. So is it like a two-step thing? First they nominate the albums, and then
first they nominate them, and then they choose them.
But it
is a vote for the nomination.
That's what I meant. Yes. They vote for the nomination.
Yes,
okay.
It is a vote to become a nominee.
Got it. So the posters they put around LA and stuff, like for your consideration, that's only for the Grammy. That's only for the Academy.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
But yeah, dude, it's crazy. I was just watching this past Grammys, and all the new artists, but these people have been in the game, you know what I'm saying? 15 years. So
new.
Yeah, new, right. They're gonna do that with me when I
right.
I'm like, guys, I was 15 years old, I've been doing music. But yeah, man, it definitely helps to have a label, because I've realized too, perception is everything.
Yeah.
If people see you everywhere, it's the Sabrina Carpenter effect too.
Yeah,
she's very talented. Don't get me wrong. I think she's amazing. I think she can write. I think she can perform. She can sing. But it's also, if you're everywhere, people are like, hey, I guess she's it. Yeah. They put her on every song. She's on the radio. She's in videos. And when you have all that money behind you, you start to, I don't want to use the word brainwash because I don't want to discredit it or invalidate it.
It kind of is, yeah.
But it is.
Yeah, it is.
It's groupthink. It's programming. Exactly.
It is programming.
Programming. So it's
it totally makes sense. I heard, I was hearing old stories about like Post Malone, even how like when he was starting to see like inklets of success, they would start pushing him hard on the radio.
Yeah.
And that would completely boost everything from streams to just audience. Same thing with Tommy Richmond.
Yeah.
$1 Million Baby. Yeah. And I was hearing how that snippet on TikTok started to get some steam. They found a PR company. I don't know if this is true. I don't want to speak on his behalf.
Yeah.
Because I could be wrong. But what I'm hearing is that when they start to see steam, a PR company helped kind of, fuel that a little more. Again, shout out to Tommy. I love your music. I'm not trying to say like discredit, but I'm saying like,
what I'm saying. We're not discrediting, but there is people. It isn't just, hey, I make a song and it goes. Like, there is a whole
There's
thing.
generally a machine, right? Once they start to see steam, and I think for a lot of indie artists, that puts you at a disadvantage because you can't afford that machine.
Dude,
like
it's crazy. You already know about the listener farms. You know about this, right?
Oh yeah. What is that like? They
people buy just lots of land and then put millions of phones in there and then stream records and shit. Yeah.
How do they do? How does that even work, bro?
Hey man,
listening farms is the craziest shit ever.
It's real. It's real. Hey, we need this artist to blow up. Put in a listening farm. Boom. You know what I'm saying?
I heard they do that in Indonesia. Like I heard people will buy land in like Indonesia, and if you look at some stats, like if you look at Miley Cyrus, if you look at Miley Cyrus's stats, most of her audience they'll say it's like in Indonesia.
Yeah,
and I think it's because of the listening farms. Again, Miley, don't hate me. I'm saying a lot of shit
now.
I'm putting people on blast right now, but I'm not trying to discredit. Again, it's like I don't know. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I don't know, man. But here's what I try to focus on because again, I've been doing this for a long time. I just try to focus on the quality of the work,
yeah, man,
and the happiness that it brings me. Obviously, I do look at. I mean, I grew up playing sports, so I do look at it as like, damn, I feel like Kobe, and they got me on the bench. You know what I'm saying?
You are, bro. You're so fucking talented, thanks, bro. Fuck, I'm so pissed when I don't like. I just feel like you're so underrated, and it's just because you don't have the machine, and it just that sucks, bro. Because the music is there, the art is there. It's like.
Thank you, man.
Bro, it's crazy to me.
Yeah, we gotta get back in. We gotta create some more stuff, dude.
I want to create, man. Even if you want to do like a film or like a show, like even some narrative shit, like telling a story, and you even have like dialogue, and then you can bring in a song. I don't know, whatever. Like,
maybe I should play when we get done.
Yeah,
play a few of the breakup stuff because that actually is in order. The way the breakup happened. So
yeah,
that could be a narrative thing.
That's beautiful. I love that stuff.
But yeah, dude, it's. It's just keep going.
Yeah, keep going, man. Well, it's good that you're not discouraged too. Like, so many kids.
It makes you go harder.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm like, you thought, you guys, you don't want to repost my thing, even though it was cold. Oh, all right, man.
Yeah.
Well, I had the coldest one. You didn't want to repost it? Interesting. All right.
Yeah. Do you keep tabs on that?
Oh, dude, what? I have a list.
You do?
Yes.
No.
I have a list called the shit list. Anybody who's ever played me, disrespected me, or I thought was like, you know what I mean? I have a shit list.
No
yeah.
fucking way.
Just so I remember. And guess what? I've ran into people on the shit list. I'm like, hey, how you doing? They have no idea that I know about the shit that they've done.
No.
Oh yeah, I know. I have a bunch of people like that.
What's the criteria to end up on the Trevor Jackson shit list?
Hating, like either I find out that you were hating about me from someone. You know what I'm saying? Like I heard that you was
like on the
talking
low,
shit.
yeah.
And most times I have proof. I'm not just gonna take someone's word for it. Like I'll have like a group, more people being like, "Hey, this person." I'm like, okay. And then I see them. Oh my god, dude, you're the most amazing artist ever. Dude, can we work together, man? Please. Hey, bro. Dude, can I get your number? Hey, can we get a flick real quick? Hey, do you mind following me real quick, bro? Hey, man. I'd love to get it. It's the same person that talks shit, however long. That happens all the time.
Really?
So that's shit list. And then it'll be like, people that I thought were just like my close friends or like people that I thought would support me. And that don't. And it's sometimes, more times than not, it's another artist, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I'm just not that type of person. If I mess with you and I like your stuff, I'm going to post it. I'm gonna help promote, like whatever. And I notice an intentional, it's an intentional, like, come on.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Yeah. I think right now what we live in like this clout culture, not just clout culture, but it's like a race for attention.
Yeah.
Everybody is trying to get the most attention as possible. And that's why I think clipping culture is kind of fucked up. Like clipping culture could be good because you could get exposure fast if you have the right quality clips. But the problem is now it's saturated with a bunch of shitty clips.
Yeah.
And so a lot of artists are putting out shitty content. They're just mass producing really horrible clips. And they get discouraged real quick when they don't get the attention they think they deserve. So they just quit. So it's creating like these spikes.
Yeah.
They're trying to beat the algorithm with these spikes of content, but it's not working. And then they quit. And then someone else comes in, they try it and they quit. So what's cool about you is like, you're not letting that define you. You're not trying to play too many games with social media or anything. You're just you're just making art for yourself.
Yeah, dude. Cause then it doesn't become creation anymore. It becomes almost like business, there's creativeness in every avenue of life.
Yeah.
But I even felt like, so for instance, I've had sessions with people who approach music like math.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't work that way. Music for me is spiritual, it's soul fulfilling, and it's soul emptying. You know what I'm saying? If I have stuff that I need to release or if I need to be refilled, music is that. So when people approach music like it's an equation or a chemistry thing, and you're like, oh, well, maybe if we take the same Ed Sheeran tempo and then put it with the Katy Perry top line, and then we bubble. I'm like, dude, what? It loses what? I don't create like that.
Sounds like every label.
Yeah. I'm like, what the heck is that, bro? I'm like, what just happened to me last night that has me in my feelings? I'm crying about it because this girl did this. I'm going to write about that.
Yeah, you have to.
Or I'm going to write about me being mad about where I'm at in the industry, like real things.
Yeah.
And that's what music is to me. So going back, I said all that to say, when you start trying to do things for an algorithm or like a, hey, I'm going to post like this and then be like this. It just, to me, I lose the love for it and I lose the therapy that it has, for me, if it becomes that way. You know what I mean?
I feel like and tell me if I'm wrong, I feel like you're a little more passionate about music than you are with acting. But can you explain that to me? Cause
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Only because music comes from inward to the outside, and acting is from outside to inside. Okay. I take someone's script, take someone's character that's already there, and then I try to put it on me.
Yeah.
Music, it's like a vomiting. That's the best. I hate to keep saying vomiting, but that's how I feel when I'm creating. It's like vomit.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, ugh. It's just like, it escapes me. It's the truest form of myself. Because I'm not sitting there, how can I play this role?
Yeah.
How can I blah, blah. I'll just be hearing the music, I'm like, and it just, I feel every single thing.
Yeah.
So that's why people are like, what's your favorite song? I'm like, these are like all my kids. They're all my kids. Especially when you start talking about whether it's a breakup or like a self-discovery album, like these things help me survive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're my church in a way. Sometimes, I go there and I'm like, oh, that's who I am.
Yeah.
I forgot who I was for a minute, and then I'll listen to some of my name like, oh, that's you, bro.
Yeah.
So
I hear a lot of like soulful inspiration from different R&B artists throughout the decades. But if you were to tell me like your inspirations, who would you say has inspired you throughout the years in terms of music?
Brian McKnight, Boyz II Men.
Amazing.
Prince, Michael, Drake, Chris Brown, Usher, Stevie, Donnie. Shit.
So you've kind of
Gary
like
Laveau.
yeah.
Rascal Flatts. There. I mean,
Rascal Flatts.
yeah, love Rascal
shit.
Flatts.
Okay. Did you grow up like? Did your family do music too?
No, my brother did music. My brother was the first to do music that I had ever seen close to me. You know what I'm saying? He would, him and my cousin Ryan, I remember they made a song, and that was my first time being like, wait, this is possible? You can make a song? And he was just right all the time, always doing music. He was always making music. And I was just like, I would just look at him like, whoa. And then we'd sing together. He had the little stereo speaker thing, karaoke, so we'd get the... Sorry, but there's another I'm not. I can't even say it now. You can't even say it.
What?
It's an R. Kelly album, but it was before all the stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, R. Kelly's music was fire.
I mean, it was fire.
Separate the art,
it still
art
is
from
fire.
the artist. Yeah.
Come on.
I know it's tough.
Come on. But
every great R&B artist is controversial. Like even Michael Jackson, or I guess he's pop, but
Michael Jackson, everybody. But you know what they? That's a whole nother conversation. They do it more so when they're black artists. If white artists, even though they're controversial, don't get as many documentaries or any type of
they don't get the same level of criticism.
Get the same type of attack or criticism. Not at all.
Yeah.
Most rock bands were with girls that were 14, 15.
Yeah, that's a great point.
You know what I mean? Never one documentary. Elvis married a 14-year-old. You know what I mean? All horrible, all bad, all should go to jail, all should be bad, but not just one person because of his skin tone.
That's a good point, bro.
That's how I feel about that.
Yeah.
But so we'd be in the room singing, that, we'd be singing Usher, all the albums, and we always loved it. And then what was your question? Sorry, I started rambling.
My question was about
Oh yeah. So yeah, he was the first. But nobody professionally, you know what I'm saying? We didn't like nobody in our family was like, famous, was like, hey, come hop on the train, like from the dirt, from scratch. We've been doing it and making it, and
but like what intrigued you about music, like at that age, because you're 15, right? Or no? You said,
no,
or you said you've been doing music for 15 years. Sorry, how old were you when you first started?
I got signed when I was 15.
Oh, you got signed when you were 15.
Yeah.
When did you start?
I was singing professionally when I was 7 years old.
You did Broadway, right?
Yeah, I did Broadway. So
okay.
I was singing there. But that was, and even that is different. Like I wasn't making my own music. Again, that was like, this is someone's song. I'm going to go in here and sing it. So my love for music wasn't even birthed until I obviously loved it, but my deep, deep love for it wasn't until I was like 17 when me and Ian wrote In My Feelings.
Yeah.
That was the first album. I was like, yo, I really want to write my own stuff. When we did that, I was like, whoa, we did that, man. It's like building a building or something.
That's
like,
awesome.
Look at that. Look at the windows on that.
Yeah.
I like that. When the sun's right here and it reflects
Yeah.
But yeah, to answer the question, I was the first one in the family to do music.
That's awesome.
I wanted to do it, but my love for it was inspired by Gregory Hines, who I had seen tapping. That was the first thing I did. When I saw him tapping, I saw he was on TV, so I wanted to be on TV, and he was also singing in the whatever I saw him in. It was a movie or something, and he was like, oh, and I was like, whoa. And all the girls were on him. I was like, I want to be like that guy.
When you say tapping, can you explain tapping? Like
tap dancing?
Like you learned how to tap dance?
That's the first thing I ever did in life. Yeah.
Wait, so I was trying to like research you, bro. I don't know how we haven't really talked about this, but
the journey.
I didn't like. I just want to understand. I know the Lion King story, right?
Yeah.
That was your first major thing. Lion King on Broadway.
Yeah, 8 years old to 11 years old.
Okay, 8 to 11. But like, clearly you had to have had a good voice to land that role. Clearly you've had to have a stage presence. Where the hell does that come from, bro? Where did that come from for you?
So I was tap dancing since I was very young. And like I said, when I was doing that, I was just studying Gregory Hines and stuff. But when you're dancing, if you have a good dance teacher, well, shout out Karen, that was my first tap teacher. But that is one of the focuses, and especially tap is different because it's like a love-hate thing that I have for it because it was the first form of performance that black people could do on a stage in America.
Mm-hmm.
Was tap and kind of like jump around. But it also is a very skillful art. You need to like have skill to do it. And it was the first time that we were seen, as more than just whatever. You know what I'm saying? We can entertain. We do some Nicholas Brothers, all these legendary tappers. But stage presence is huge for me. And if you study any great tapper in the day, that's what it was all about. They got a little face out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what I hate about today. Because I grew up, performing is an art form to me.
Mm-hmm.
And And so it's just like, dude, it's like you were talking about earlier. Someone wants to direct and they don't know what they're doing. They're just walking in being like, hey, that's how I feel with a lot of performers, because I've spent hours and hours and hours in front of a mirror performing and trying to put on the best show I can.
Yeah.
So when I see people come out jumping around and, no offense to anybody, but that to me isn't performing. Performing is what Prince was doing. Performing is what Michael Jackson was doing. Performing is what Beyonce does. Performing is what, there's a lot. But those are the top three that I'm saying. Those are people that I was like, that's what it takes to be on a stage.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's why I'm like, the difference between entertainment and sports is just like, we let too many people in the door.
Yeah, we do.
You're not going to let anybody get on an NBA-sized court and shoot on an NBA rim. You're not. You don't have that thing yet. And if you want it, work for it. But I feel like we just let everybody in the door with music.
Yeah, well, that's the problem now. The barrier to entry for music is so low. So,
It's
like,
ridiculous.
anybody can become a musician. The tools are so easy, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
people are not making full songs with AI. And, it's like...
Yeah.
And I think, like you said, the art of the artist is almost gone.
Yeah.
At least for the most part. I can't even think, bro. Can you tell me who can, aside from Chris and yourself, who can actually sing and dance and perform on a stage, like in the R&B category?
Sing and dance, male?
Male, yes.
Sing and dance.
Like the fact that you're even thinking right now.
Yeah.
Like thinking about it, it just shows how lost that art form is.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy.
I miss it. And it's like, even if someone's not dancing, performing, I like when someone's looking at the audience. They're walking to this side. They're walking They're feeling it. And that's what's so funny to me, because something that a lot of people will point out is how I am when I'm singing.
Yeah.
But it's like, as long as I live, when I have kids and they see me do anything, they will always say, Dad did 150%.
Yeah, for sure.
And I'm like, why would I want my kids to do less than that? We live in this world where it's like, it's better to give 50 or maybe 60, so just in case it doesn't look good, you're like, I wasn't even trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I miss that's what going back to sports, that's what you want in a player.
Yeah, bro.
You want Tiger, you want the Mamba mentality. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I'm singing. That's how I feel when I'm writing. Let's fucking go. Who can fuck with me? Sorry, but that's the energy.
Yeah.
And I just want more of that. I just don't see it often. You mentioned
that.
Chris. Chris has that when he's on stage. Like, who's fucking with me? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that needs to be the vibe.
I love that, bro. I even try to do that with film. Like, when I'm on set, nobody fucks with me. Like, like, we got to get it done.
Let's go.
And we'll put in so much energy. I mean, you know how it is. You direct too. Sometimes you're just so into directing, you forget to just take time to just breathe, or have a sip of water, eat something, because you're just so dialed in.
Yeah.
And you just.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's like that moment, and this is all you're doing. You're chasing. So people are like, you want something to eat? No, I got to see this thing.
Yeah.
It's constantly. It's almost like a fly, and you're like trying to do something.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
man. I wanna also just kind of like get to know more about your current. I mean, aside from the music, like, are you currently auditioning for new roles? Are you currently acting on new shows? Like, what's your plan right now? Because I think all the shows, like there was Grown-ish, and then is it Grown-ish and Blackish or
Grown-ish? I did a few episodes on Blackish, and then I did 108 episodes of Grown-ish.
Insane. What that one? Which came first? Sorry,
Blackish.
Blackish came first, and then so. And Grown-ish is done, right?
Yeah.
Is there going to be a spin-off?
6 seasons. No.
So it's done.
Yeah.
That was a huge chapter of your life.
Huge chapter, bro.
And so, like, what are you trying? I guess, what is the plan in that?
I'm ready for the next thing. I want to do something serious. I'm liking Apple TV a lot. I'm liking their shows. So I want to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm auditioning and just waiting for the right thing to come. I always trust God with that. I used to, we all did when we first moved to LA. Oh my God, I need this job. I want this job.
Yeah, you're chasing
everything. The job will come to me.
Wait, where'd you move from?
Indiana.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
How old were you when you moved?
So I left Indiana when I was 8 years old, and I toured for 3 years with The Lion King, and then moved to LA in 2008.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
2005 is when I left.
So you're just like auditioning right now?
Yeah, and like I've had like 2 auditions probably in the past few weeks, but yeah, dude, I want to get back to set. I never thought I would say that. You know what I mean? After being on the show that long, you're like, man, I don't want to be on the set for a long time. Now I'm like, okay, I want to,
Yeah.
you know, I like the being scared or like the nervousness of like a new role or like, hey, am I going to, that again, it feeds me. It makes me feel like I'm growing.
Yeah.
I'm stretching. I'm uncomfortable. Okay, this is weird. Let me try this.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting for whatever role that is.
Are auditions in person now, or are they still virtual?
They're virtual. I can't stand it. I'm getting sick of going to restaurants and having to touch a screen. I'm sick of that.
Oh, you mean like with the iPad or something?
Yeah. Everywhere I go, they're like, just put order here. I'm like, can I order with you? I literally say that. I'm like, can I order with you, please? I like talking to people. That makes me like not being, you know, I was having a conversation with a friend about depression, and I'm like, yo, you gotta get outside. You gotta go talk to people. I said, because even I'll feel that way too, and I'll go outside and I'll just see a family walking down the street, like, or I'm talking to somebody that's a cashier, or I'm talking to the waiter or the waitress, and they say something or do something. My whole day has changed. You know what I mean? You got to interact with other humans. That's our duty as humans, is to be there for each other.
How do you feel about the world changing then? Because it's like we're becoming way more. It's so weird. We're like kind of more connected in a way, but we're also more disconnected. Like they're saying we're the most lonely generation ever, even though we're in touch with each other on social media and whatever.
It's true.
You know,
I was saying, because, you know, I'm getting to that point. I want to start having kids and stuff. I'm like, no phones, no iPads. You know, and I can't say absolutely not, because then they'll be made fun of, you know, at school.
I know, that's hard.
Because I used to make fun of that kid who couldn't play the video game.
Oh, really?
My parents won't let me play video games. Okay, now that's weird, because video games, to me, were like my lessons in life of, you're not going to get it the first time, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, but you learn the level, and then you get it one time. That, for me, was my lesson in life. Whenever shit didn't work for me, I'm like, okay, I just got to do it again. I just got to do it again. And this time, I'm going to duck here. This time, I'm going to jump here. I'm going to hit X when I get to this part. And then I beat the level.
That's a good perspective.
And that's how I viewed video games.
Yeah.
But phones and iPads and stuff, I used to have to go outside and play. Me and my brother had to make up something. Had to write a song, or we're outside skateboarding or playing basketball, and connected. And our relationship is, you know, that is the essence of it. And I see a lot of kids, man, and it goes back to the wanting to be cool. Like, some people won't even step into their purpose because they're too worried about being cool. You know, like I know this kid who's an incredible singer, but he plays basketball too. Okay. But he knows that if he sang around his homies, they'd make fun of him. Oh, you're gay, or man, that's weird. What? Hey, pause, dude. You're gonna sing, and then he probably wouldn't step into his purpose of changing someone's life by being an artist.
How old is he?
He's like, around this time, he's like 16.
Damn, dude.
Can sing his butt off, but would never, because it wouldn't be deemed cool.
Oh, that sucks, bro. That really sucks.
But that can go in anything in this life. Yeah.
That reminds me when I was in middle school, or no, I was going to high school, and I used to do band. I played the saxophone.
For real?
Yeah, I played.
I want to pick that up.
You did, bro. It was so fun.
I want to pick up sax.
I really enjoyed it. I did it for like 2 years, and I saw my band teacher. And I was, at the time, I really wanted to play basketball in high school, and I saw my band teacher in 9th grade when I was trying out. I was at the park just shooting hoops. Yeah. And he's like, "Hey, how's it going? Like, you know, what are you up to now?" I'm like, "Oh, I want to try out for the basketball team." He's like, oh, nice. Like, what about the saxophone? Are you still trying to play? You know, keep that up?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I really want to shift my focus." And he's like, and he told me something I'll never forget. He said, you know, a lot of people can play basketball, but not many people can play the saxophone. And I just, for some reason, I just dismissed that statement. And now I look back, I'm like, damn, like, I don't know anybody who plays saxophone. That would have been such a dope skill to just have, you know.
Dude, I want to pick it up bad.
Man, you should.
Because it's probably my second favorite, I'm going to say third, favorite sound instrument-wise. So guitar is my favorite. Yeah. Violin, then I would do saxophone.
Do you play violin too?
No, I don't. But I'm just saying in terms of what I like.
In terms of
I like to hear the violin and then saxophone. When you were playing, did you play the? Did you learn that?
Oh, I didn't learn that. No, I would love to have learned that. We did the traditional band songs, bro. Like, you know. But yeah, that was just like an interesting thing. But yeah, dude, I was just gonna. I was just curious to see like your thoughts on the future, because obviously AI is becoming it's becoming scary. I feel like this conversation, we have it a lot, but with music and art, it's becoming scary. Weird, bro. It's becoming weird.
It's scary. What I will say though is, I've yet to see like a AI, whether it's show or TV or even song, that has had the soul though of a human.
Yeah, can you explain what you think that is? Like, what do you think what do you see in AI that's soulless versus what you see in content that has soul?
I wish I knew how to explain it, and I think that's the question to the universe or whatever. You know, it's like, and you know, it's funny. I was watching Artificial Intelligence last night. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
What were you watching?
Artificial Intelligence.
Oh, Artificial Intelligence.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. Steven Spielberg.
Fire.
Just.
Yeah.
You've seen it, yes?
Yeah, way ahead of its.
Just watch it again. Watch it again recently. It's redonkulous.
That's crazy.
Okay, but he was like, that's the whole thing of the movie is how can a robot or can AI have a soul? Can you love a robot? Can you get a robot to love you? But you said explain what that soul is. I don't know.
I guess it's more of a feeling, huh?
It's a feeling. I think it's a relation too. Like there's a relatability between someone who has lived the human experience to another human. And I think if you haven't lived the human experience, you can imitate it as much as you want, but there's something, the soul is, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Because have you seen Free Guy?
Yeah, of course. Oh, I love Free Guy.
Love Free Guy, okay?
Yeah.
Love Free Guy.
I love Free Guy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was watching that and I'm like, because then his homie is like, hey, I'm sitting with my homie trying to help him through a tough time. That's real to me.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah. Yeah.
He's like, dude, none of your life matters. This stuff isn't even real. He's like, hey, man, I'm sitting here with my friend trying to help him through a tough time. That's real enough for me. And I'm just like, whoa, there are people. And I've always been the other guy, obviously. I want more. I want to know more. I want to know about the aliens. I want to know. I got questions. I can never rest. It's hard for me to sleep because I just want more information. And I get mad that everybody's like, hey, it's cool. We're going to talk about what's on the Shade Room. I love the Shade Room, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to know about the real shit. And nobody else, I feel like most people don't care. And then I get overwhelmed and I'm like, am I crazy for wanting to know? You know what I'm saying?
No, you're not
it's
crazy.
It's a whirlwind up here. But yeah, I've always been the just question guy. Like, I'm just not satisfied with what I know.
I feel
I'd
you.
like to know more. And I think it's coming. I think so. I keep saying I'm smelling it. It's that thing, but it's also like there's a shift.
One thing with all this AI stuff, it's kind of made me question, I guess it's made me reevaluate how a creative or a creator can stand out, because what's happening now is with all the AI tools we have and the way the future is headed, the baseline for creativity is changed. There's like a certain threshold now. And now if you want to be creative, you have to really break through that threshold because everybody's making things that look the same.
Right.
So when the threshold is the same, like I've seen people make AI films, AI whatever, projects, and it just doesn't look like, maybe it's a soul thing, but it also looks, they all just look the same. Like, I don't know how to explain it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And
you mean like in terms of, because I think I know what you're saying. It's not a filter, but I know
it's not a filter.
It's like the thing that's over them.
Remember the Polar Express? They call it uncanny valley. The uncanny valley effect. Remember, and it just feels like even when the AI looks somewhat human, realistic.
Yeah,
it just
there's one
something
thing
off,
like,
right?
This eye is too far to the left,
right?
And it's not super obvious, but it just
exactly. And I think like now, because the tools are so accessible, the only way to stand out is to, like, sure, you can leverage those AI tools, but you still have to have an element that will completely differentiate you. Like, for example, what we're doing with the show is like, I knew that there's like millions of podcasts, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to build a set that nobody's ever seen.
Yeah.
Right? And we're going to that'll be like one of our main hooks.
Beautiful, by the way.
Thank you.
And you know,
bro.
silver is my favorite color.
No way.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
This is going to be the name of my first kid.
Really?
Silver.
But you're already playing for kids, man. Yeah.
I'm excited.
That's awesome,
That
bro.
next stage of life, I feel like I got to a point. I feel like I had a midlife crisis way earlier than most people.
Really? When?
Just
like recently?
Life. Yeah, like probably 25 was like my midlife.
Bro, you're still young as shit, bro.
I'm 28 now, though.
You're young, bro.
But I feel like that's when it kind of came. I was just like, dang, I've been doing this thing for a long time. Oh, shoot. People are dying around me. Oh, shoot. I'm about to die. Am I doing enough? Am I doing the right thing? Yada, yada, yada.
I'm about to die? Come on, man.
But that's the brain. This is what I'm working with, okay? This is what's inside of me. It's about to be over. I got to do everything.
Why'd you have a midlife crisis?
Everyone does. I just feel like you get to a point and you're like, okay, now what? You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like that's where I was at.
I'm gonna be honest, I experienced that too around that age too.
For real?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was fucked up.
Yeah.
It'll happen. As you approach 30, you'll still have it.
Yeah.
Like you'll still have those thoughts, you know?
And so I was just like, okay, dang. And now I'm in a, sorry, I totally lost it. See, this is the brain.
No, we're talking about kids, future, family. You said people were.
Oh.
Yeah.
It gives you, and the older I've gotten, the more respect I have for parents and, you know, things like that. But I'm like, it gives you another chance to live.
Yeah.
When you have a kid and you get to see the world through their eyes, you're experiencing everything for the first time through them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, maybe it's like millions of years of DNA and coding that make me want to be like a father, but like, definitely want to like just have a family and take care of them and love them.
Yeah.
And hopefully guide them properly. That's why I've been so hard on myself the past few years. And even these next few years, I'm going to just try and be as, you know, lock it in and be as disciplined as I can because I want to do a good job.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the kid, the guy that's old. He's like, Dad, you never crying at me and shit. And I'm like, I did my best. I tried my best.
Nah, you'll be a good dad for sure. You'll be a good dad. That's awesome, bro. That's awesome. How many kids do you want?
4.
You already thought about this?
Yeah.
Like what, 2 girls, 2 guys, or?
I'd like all boys.
All boys?
Some people want something else, but.
I can see you being a dope boy dad.
Yeah.
Would you like take them surfing and stuff?
Oh, have to surf. My kids have to surf. Even if they don't like it, you're going to get in that water.
Are you still surfing right now?
Dude, my leg.
I know. Well, yeah.
I haven't been back. I'm going to try and, again, going back to the discipline thing, I got to really get back on my recovery, but this year.
This year?
I'm hoping by summertime I'm back.
It's going to happen?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, I mean, disregarding the injury, you have like hella random hobbies.
Yeah.
What else are you doing besides surfing right now?
Well, I haven't been able to do much activities because of my legs. So hobby-wise, I don't know. I guess I'll draw.
Oh, yeah. You paint, right? Or no?
I don't paint. I more draw.
Draw. Okay, yeah.
I can like make paint look cool, but
I've seen some of your stuff, like sketches and stuff.
Yeah, I can sketch. I can do a little here and there. I'll do that. But in terms of chess.
Play chess?
Yeah. Play a lot of chess.
Really? Like a chess club?
Love chess, man.
Where? Like with homies or like?
Yeah, with homies at the crib or on my phone.
Are you like online
I'm always
chess?
online, yeah.
Really?
I love it. I try to do that when I find myself opening my phone to get on Instagram. I try to stop my thumb from pressing down and go to the right and hit the chess app.
Oh, okay.
Play a few games.
I love that. You're an old soul, bro.
Yeah, keep that brain moving.
Yeah.
It keeps my brain moving as much as Instagram or things would, but I'm actually getting smarter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're actually using your brain for like
Instagram. It's like, oh, this is entertaining, but I'm not really gaining.
It's literally brain rot. And chess is like the opposite. It's like brain boosting.
You know, I don't know if you've noticed, but you see like most chess masters, like 80%, 90% are all skinny. They say you burn more calories playing chess than like doing a lot of stuff.
They're skinnier from chess?
Yeah,
like
most chess masters are skinny.
So you're telling me people lose weight from chess?
Yeah. Playing
Bro,
chess,
down?
they say you burn more calories because you're just like, that brain is, you know what I mean?
No way. That's like my
interesting.
Is that my new morning cardio?
Do it, dude.
Chess in the morning.
Gym too. My bad. Love the gym.
Okay.
Gym changed my life also. Energy, mental, just like the way I feel, my mood. And again, seeing yourself in the way you want to. I feel like I always had this idea of myself and I'm sure everyone has that, like this image that you think you are, and then there is who you actually are.
Of course.
And I felt like my image of myself was less than who I was. And I don't know if I was doing that on purpose because I felt like it was unfair to be, you know what I mean? I don't know
like your physical image?
Physical image and who I just was as a person, like who I felt like I was meant to be, but I always would try and like minimize myself or whatever. Due to, I don't know if it's, what do they call it, survivor's guilt or whatever. I was just like, man, but going to the gym, working out, being in the mirror, being like, hey, come on. It's another confidence booster. It's another, affirmation of, this is reaffirming myself. This is who I am. This is who I'm supposed to be. There's nothing wrong with being the best version of yourself.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like I always try to do like give an 80 or 90% because if I gave 100%, it'd be unfair or I'd feel bad for being, me.
Yeah. What's your relationship like with yourself? Like, would you say you love yourself? Do you have like quarrels about yourself?
I'm in the best place I've ever been with myself.
Okay.
I felt like for a long time I was like this, and then during that 23 to like 26 26, 27, I started like going like this, becoming two people, and now I'm like back in here. They're almost merging again. You know what I mean? But during this time, I was just like disassociating. You know, I felt like I was this guy one day and I was this guy the other day. And I just felt jumbled and confused. And then I started opening up some doors like, hey, telling myself I'm proud of myself for the first time, telling myself I love myself for the first time, realizing what effect those words had on me, hearing them from me. Hearing from people all the time. I go to shows, hundreds and hundreds of people screaming, Trevor, I love you, has not nearly the same effect as me saying it to myself. So stuff like that definitely helped. Family, obviously I have an amazing family.
You got a great family, man.
And just them too, reminding me who I am. And sometimes I'll watch old videos of myself when I was a kid, and they'll be like, hey, remember that dude? Like, those type of things. So my relationship right now is really good. It's a lot of feeding the vision. So it's like, I'd be feeding other things, but I'd have this vision and wondering why the vision wasn't whatever, but I'd also be full, you know? So now I'd be like, hey, I want to eat, but I want to eat towards... There's got to be intention with my decisions now. Things that I do, the time that I spend has to be intentional, has to align with what I'm saying that I want in my life.
During that time when you kind of like lost a bit of yourself, you said like 23, 27-ish. Were you kind of like seeking external validation to still make you feel a certain way? Like, let me give you an example. You go on tour. Like, you're a talented guy, you're a good looking dude. You have many skills, many talents. People are out there screaming your name. You probably get hella DMs from girls, whatever. Did you use those or see those as opportunities to like almost fill in little voids, or how would you say?
Sure. Maybe it's too like you felt like you've been doing so much for so long. Now you want to do this thing for yourself, but again, it's insanity because it's like I'm doing this, but it's hurting me. It's not propelling me towards where I'm trying to go. It's a distraction. It's a number. It's a avoidance.
But did you recognize that at the time?
Most times you do. I don't think there's anybody in life who's doing that doesn't know that they're doing it, but the consequence isn't big enough yet. You're like, oh, it's cool though. It's not really going to be a lot of bad shit that comes from this until bad shit starts happening. You're like, whoa, like, this isn't going to fit. You know what I'm saying? You do whatever as long as it's almost like, let's say I have some jeans on and there's an old patch on here and it's rubbing a little bit. I'll walk in these pants for a week, 2 weeks, a year, 2 years. Around year 3, it's going to start rubbing my leg raw. And I'm going to have to change my pants. I can't wear these pants anymore. They don't fit. Or they don't, it's going to hurt. So that's how a lot of people go through life. You know, you'll do a lot of stuff. And again, 90% of the time, you know what the answer is to your issue. You know what you should do, but it fits right now. It's working. It's working. You're not thriving. You're not like, oh my God, blah, but it's I can live with this.
Until
you can't.
You're like tolerating it for so long, right? I see. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I'm glad you're able to love yourself a little more, man.
Dude, it feels good. It feels good. That's the key, bro. That's the key. That is the key. And talking to yourself, bro. Words are so powerful. And, it's not just the words themselves. It's because when you say something, you took so much time to learn language, and every language is related to an emotion or to a feeling. And so when you're talking to yourself, using those positive words, and you know about the whole study, right? About the rice.
No.
You heard about this
shit?
Shit?
Where they talk to rice or no?
Yeah, talk to rice that's in water.
I briefly heard about this.
So I'll say real quick: rice and water on the jar says love. Rice and water on the jar says hate. Jars go in the freezer every day. Pull out the hate jar. Fuck you. I hate you. You're ugly. You're disgusting. Pull out the love jar. You're the most beautiful thing. Oh my God, so gorgeous. You're amazing. You're gonna do great things. Boom. Do that for a week or two. The bad jar, hate jar, turns red. The other jar stays the same.
Red?
Red.
No.
Bleeds.
That's insane, bro.
Real shit. But this study, they've done it on more than rice. They do it on a bunch of things, you know what I mean?
Like
but
plants,
it's just crazy
flowers.
how much power the words are.
Yeah.
So if I can say anything, talk to yourself nice, dude. Love on yourself. Be in that mirror and be like, you look good. You're going to get it together. You're fine. Everything's And that stuff, it rings. It rings out in your body. The cells, everything, they feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You have an idea, it goes all throughout your body. So that's why I'm just trying to do more positive thinking, more gratitude, more love.
Did you have to ever seek therapy to help you get to that place?
Therapy, I recommend for everybody. Yes, therapy is amazing. Everyone should go to therapy. It's hard though I'm gonna say for me, because most times they know who I am, or they'll figure out who I am. You know what I'm saying? When I go to therapy,
What does that mean?
like they'll no, I'm a celebrity, or
Okay.
you know, and there are celebrity therapists.
What's wrong with them finding out you have status?
Because even if they say they don't, there's an expectation that they have. You know what I'm saying? Because they're still humans. Like, I just feel like when I've had those experiences, it's like, hey, and maybe it's me. Maybe I feel like, hey, because you know that I've been in movies and stuff, I feel maybe not as comfortable or free to say this. You know?
But do you think, is it just because you think they're gonna judge you, or like what's
maybe?
So are
Maybe
you worried?
judge me?
Are you worried more about, like, is that in your head? Like, you think
Could be, but no, there are situations where I'm like, or maybe sometimes I become too cool with the person. And then I feel like, hey, they have an expectation of me. I don't want to let them down.
they have an expectation of you to like live a certain way, you're saying, or what?
Or just live up to a standard. Like, you know, if I have a relationship with somebody and maybe, yeah, they're my therapist, but we become really cool, then maybe I'm like, oh, I'm not going to say this. You know what I mean? It just
you feel like you need to hide stuff.
Yeah. And that's why I think it's better to, like, I don't know, because it's like if you see someone often, you end up liking them. You guys create a relationship.
Yeah.
But I think the far and few between, when I was like doing like once a week or maybe every other 2 weeks, it felt better.
It did.
Because you want to be able to go to, like, if I could, I would want a new therapist every session.
Yeah, I see.
I want him to be brand new.
Okay.
Every session, not know me at all, and me just telling my problem. Because again, if I'm talking to somebody about a girl this whole time in this relationship, and then I say, hey, but there's this other, and they'd be like, you know what I mean? But if I went to something else, they would just give me the non-biased opinion. But I feel like when someone starts to learn you and know you, they're trying to
what's the word?
I don't know how to say it.
There's almost like a bias, you're saying, right?
Yeah. But again, I feel like most sessions are the best when it's brand new. I don't know the person, and I just pour it all out.
Mm-hmm.
It feels great.
It feels good.
Therapy's great.
Yeah.
And people always say, I don't need a therapist, I got a friend. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's
Yeah.
You cannot have a friend.
Because they tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah, that, or, you know, it just doesn't work. And as beautiful as it is to talk to your parents and your friends, again, to have a non-biased place to be able to drop off information and just saying stuff out loud, there's so much healing in that.
There is a lot of healing. Actually, dropping off information is the most brilliant thing you've ever said. Because it's like, I didn't even think about that. It's
That's what it is. It's like I'm all in my head, and I can finally get some space in there. I'm like, okay, here.
I'm just thinking like in our brain are just like Lego blocks, and you just chip off like the Lego is just bothering you, and you just
Exactly.
you know.
And then someone will be like, you see that this doesn't even match the you know what I mean? They'll just be, it's so obvious the answers, but it's almost like the room again. If the room isn't cluttered, the problem is easier to see. But if there's so much clutter, you don't even know. And then as soon as you take it out, you're like, what the fuck is this? Why was this even in here, dude? You know what I'm saying? I forgot I had this. It was under my cover for like the last 5 months, and it's hardened. It's like, I remember when I was a kid, that was under my bed. Just closed, hardened to like a piece of wood. I got a whooping for it. It wasn't good. When I was young, they kept telling me to clean my room, and I just put all the shit under the bed, and they pulled it out, and it was all stuck together as like one plate of like clothes.
That's out of control, bro. That's out of control. You know, one thing, just speaking on self-love, I had this realization recently. I was speaking at like this event for like young filmmakers and stuff, and I was telling them how when I was doing directing, around the time we met, I was probably like in my early 20s, mid 20s, whatever. And I was doing a lot of like big, glamorous music videos, like pop videos, rap videos, whatever. And a lot of these videos would look super polished, super colorful or fun or whatever. And I was doing those videos during the darkest times of my life, which is so crazy. It took me so long to realize this.
That's how it goes.
And I realized like I was using those videos almost like as escapism.
Yes.
Like while I'm going through all this shit, trying to figure my life out, trying to, you know, not really healing, I'm just almost scapegoating through these big, glamorous, what looks to be fun and cute and whatever. It ended up like almost masking it. And it's like, it's funny how now that I'm like generally feeling better about myself, I'm now more willing to almost tell these darker
You know what
stories.
I'm saying? You
It's
just
so
asked me, and I was like, I want to do drama now.
it's
Crazy,
so
yeah.
interesting, right?
Yeah.
It's so interesting, and maybe it's because we're now so much more comfortable with ourselves, and
Dude.
you know,
That was special right there. What you just said, very, very, very on the nose.
thank you.
Very on the nose, bro.
It's crazy
Because it's literally what was for me this year. Well, not this year. It's 2025. 2024 was my best year musically
yeah.
in my career. Everybody's like, "Oh my god, the music's insane. The music's insane. The music's insane." Worst year of my life. You know, I had to break up. I tore my leg. I was depressed. I felt like shit. I was mad. I was talking to God. Me and him were going back and forth. Like, it was the darkest time of my life.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Oh my god, it's the best music ever. You're having the year of your life."
Wow.
I'd be at red carpets, and I'm like, "Yeah. I have no idea.
Wow.
I have no idea." And like you said, now that I'm feeling like I'm back, now I'm about to drop a breakup album.
It's so amazing,
Yeah.
bro. It's amazing how like these things can work out. You know?
That's a gift from God, bro. He gave us those outlets. You have to remember that, because a lot of people feel those same ways and they have nothing.
Yeah.
Well, they have something, they just don't know how to access it, or they can't see it. But the fact that we are able to see it and be able to access it is the biggest gift on the planet.
You know, the fact that you have, the fact that you are able to make music and that is your outlet, it's almost like a superpower, right? Like, think about the guy who has an office job. He never really understood what his passions were, and he just living a mundane life, and he has the things he feels, like he's feeling something, but he doesn't know what to do. Like, he doesn't know how to get it out. And I think art is such a beautiful way of expressing that. Yeah. You know, I feel bad for those people.
That's what I'm saying, man. I want to, that's something I'll eventually want to do too, some with kids and creativeness, maybe even video game. Yeah. Mixing with like learning or something. Like,
oh, that's dope.
Because I remember I learned more about history when I was playing Call of Duty than I did at school.
You learned history from Call of Duty?
Yeah, about the Cuban Missile Crisis and Fidel Castro and all that stuff.
Yeah,
I learned way more about it than when I was in school.
Yeah.
Because I didn't care when I was in school. But I'm like, oh, you know.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. With your career now, like, you are in an interesting position because you're independent, right? I'm talking about the music career.
Yeah. But partnered with United Masters.
You did?
Yeah, we're in the middle of the deal now. It's taking way too long, but it's almost done.
Can you explain, like, you said you got signed at 15, right? Yeah. And that was a major, right? That was Atlantic?
Atlantic Records.
And so, first off, because part of what I'm doing this show is to create a blueprint for like young creatives, whether the artists like yourself, artists or actors, directors like me, and I'm trying to figure out like how can we, like, for that generation, and especially now in this new world of social media, TikTok, whatever, like, giving them that blueprint, right? But before we explain what that blueprint could be for them, I want to know for you at when you were their age, when you were 15, like, what did that blueprint look like for you? Because to get that label that was a big deal back then, right?
Yeah.
So how did that happen for you?
I was offered by all the labels for a deal, which is a blessing.
That's insane.
When I was 15, I met with every single label and they all wanted to sign me. Met with Def Jam, Atlantic, what's the other one?
How did they discover you?
I'm trying to remember.
Were you putting out?
Well, I know I had a manager, Tom Afay. Shout out Tom Afay.
Okay.
And so we just had meetings. He was just like, I want you to meet this kid.
But did you have songs out at the time?
No.
You didn't. Was it
I
just
had demos?
Was it just from your previous track record of like Broadway and acting and
but the demos I had that I played.
Got it. Okay.
Which would be like a cover of somebody's song or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, how old is this kid? Like 15. So met with everybody. Everybody sent an offer. But I met with Atlantic. Yeah. And they did the best offer. Yeah. In terms of how they felt about me, in terms of, hey, the album's going to come out this year. He's going to be the next blah, blah, blah.
They said that, huh?
The song and dance.
They fed you with that.
The song and dance. We've all heard it. So, yeah. That's what they said, and I ended up signing with them. I was with them for 5 years.
Wow.
15 to like 19 and a half.
Yeah.
I left when I was like 19 and a half, and I called the chairman at the time, which was Craig Kalman, and I was like, look, man, I appreciate it, but I kind of lied. I was like, it's not you, it's me. I just don't want to do music anymore. It's not working.
Oh, really?
I said I didn't want to do music anymore.
Really?
Which wasn't true.
Why'd you do? You just didn't want to?
Because I wanted to leave, but if I was like, hey, I want to leave and go somewhere else, they might do something, keep me in my deal, shelf me, or make it difficult for me to get out of the process.
Okay, and they just said, what did they say?
he was like cool about it. He was like, "Are you sure, man?" He's like, "No, please, like we believe in you, blah blah." I was like, "I understand. I just feel like it's not working, and I'm just kind of losing my love for music."
Holy shit, you said that to him?
Yeah. And so I left. It took me like 4 or 5 months to get out the deal, but
Really?
got out the deal. Got signed to Empire. That's a whole nother story.
Empire.
I was there for like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Couldn't get into an Empire party.
What do you mean, bro?
Yeah, couldn't get in. So I left the next day. I called the next day. I was like, I'm leaving this place. It was Grammy week, and it's an Empire party, and I'm trying to get in, and I can't get in. Calling people. I'm at the door. I'm like, what? So yeah, left. The next day, called him and was like, yeah, I think I'm going to leave. So I left. Then I was meeting around different people, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, that's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah, it is. It is, honestly.
That's crazy. Like,
because in terms of celebrity, not just music, in terms of celebrity, I was the biggest person that signed to Empire. I mean, you got Tyga, but he's music.
Tyga, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about like movies and TV and shit and music. There was I was like, are you joking? You guys it was insane. It was insane.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Like, you weren't on the list?
And I'm signed to you guys.
Oh, my
Anyways,
God.
So left there and then ended up,
damn.
Yeah, hearing different. Also, before I went to Empire, I heard some things that were said about me too, Atlantic. All this stuff is going to come out. I have albums that's giving away all this information. But just basically like, hey, this kid is too clean, like.
Wait, Atlantic said this about you?
Yeah.
They said you're too clean?
They say he's too clean. Maybe if, there's a drug problem or maybe some tattoos, maybe we'd be able to sell him, but he's too clean.
That's what they
I'm
said?
saying this on a podcast. I forget. It's okay.
Is that okay? Is that?
Yeah, I haven't figured out. We'll ask. It's real shit, though. That's what happened.
I mean, it's not like it's the bit. I mean, it's good for you to like say this because there's so many conversations behind the scenes that nobody ever hears because it's like taboo or it's supposed to be unspoken.
For real. But these were things that I heard that were said about me from people that were in those rooms, right?
My God, dude. They told you too directly?
Yeah, they told me.
No.
Yeah, and they were like, we just want you to know this is what they're saying. And I was like, what? Yeah. Hearing that as a kid too is crazy.
Yeah, bro. You're
like
so young.
18, 19, hearing somebody say that.
They want you to be a fuck up.
Yeah, right. Because it's easier to sell. But also, when you're black, that's what we're going to promote so that most people that are produced that are black are fuck ups.
That's so fucked.
I always bring this story up, and I've said it before, but I'll say it again. A little black boy in his room wants to be like whoever he sees. If the most famous person he sees is the biggest rapper / drug dealer in the world, he's going to model his life to be as such. If every label that he goes to, the biggest artists there are the rappers and the people that are doing these things and projecting this narrative and this image, that it's going to just propel itself into an endless cycle of fuckery. And when I first got signed, that was a huge thing. He needs to wear like this. He needs to dress like this and be like this.
Yeah.
Trying to make me do that. And I refuse.
Yeah.
I refuse. I got a mission. And I know what it is. So anyways, Empire happened. Left them, then met with United Masters, and it was the first time that I had ever met someone who had seen me, heard my music, and understood immediately and got it.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to explain it to you, because me and my brother, Born Art is our company, and we explain like, this is a moving ship. The ship doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So if you get where we're going, you want to hop on and add some shit, do that, but we're not waiting on you, and we don't need you.
Fuck yeah, bro. I love that shit. So we
started doing that, hiring our own team. And then, like I said, United Masters came on and they understand the vision. They believe in the kids. So we're going to get cracking.
Tell me about Born Art. Is it...
Born Art is my company, man. Basically, I came up with the name. I was in H&M. Me, Ian, and my mom were all in H&M. And I was just sitting there and I was like, Born Art is like a company, maybe? Born Art? Like you were born art, born who you're supposed to be. But the whole purpose of it is, you got people killing themselves. You got people who are depressed, people who, and we all have moments like that. But it's because we feel as though we are not enough. And everything that I do is creative. Everything any human does is creative, whether they're creative or not. The human body is creative.
For sure.
Think about the lungs, think about the veins, think about the brain, the nerve connections. It's the best art ever seen.
Yeah.
It's the best handcrafted sculpture you've ever seen. So, Born Art, we were born who we were supposed to be. We have our own unique color. We accept who we are, and we're free to create and do anything we want.
Yeah.
Bound by nothing.
That's awesome, bro.
Born beautiful, born loved, born art. You have the tools already.
That's awesome. So that's like a label or is it
everything?
Everything.
Music, film, production company, just anything coming through there.
And then you'll
clothes. You know what I'm
Dope.
saying? We have a little line where we're just coming out with new designs and stuff like that.
You and Ian?
Yeah, me and Ian.
Dope, dude.
Shout out IJ. He's right there.
Yeah.
Ian J right there.
Yeah. And you essentially are partnering now with labels for distribution and stuff. Like United Masters, for example.
Yeah. So they're
Got
like
it.
partner
You got
with
it. Yeah, that's awesome, bro. One thing that I'm curious about is, as an artist and as an actor, I would like to talk about a little about the money side of things, you know, because people may not understand how this works, right?
Yeah.
Like when you do an acting gig or you're doing music, how are you making money?
Yeah. Money is way better in film and TV.
Than music?
Yeah, money is way better.
Okay.
And that's how you know I love music, because I don't make a lot of money off music at all. All of the music videos that I did with you and all the stuff I paid for from TV. All the money I made from TV, I invested back into my music videos.
I see.
So yeah, there's your answer. I mean, movies and TV, and you only get paid more the more that you work. So let's say I'm on a TV show and I'm making $5. Next season I'm gonna get 10.
Yeah. Sorry.
You're good. I'm on a TV show making $5. Next season I'm gonna get 10. Next season I'll probably get 20.
Is that contingent on the success of the prior season? Like if
Sure, yeah. But you know, in order to get a next season, the first season has to be successful.
Good. Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to keep going if it's shit. And then but it's the same with movies. So if I do a movie that's good, last movie I got this, so this movie I need this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the film industry. Okay. It's not like, oh really? Well, let's negotiate and maybe let's know. Like most times you're gonna get paid your due, and
your track record compounds, essentially.
Yeah. But one thing that I'll say is true for both film and music is that everyone should be getting paid way more.
Yeah.
Because back in the day you got paid off usage, right? Like you bought, if you want to listen to a song, you pay for that song. You buy an album, you pay for that. It's like you can just keep listening to stuff like free or watching stuff for free.
Yeah.
Like think about TV show. Like it costs 20 something to go to the movies. And then, you know, someone's at the house and it's streaming and you get to watch it 25 times or however many times.
Yeah.
And it's like people are only going to the streaming service to watch my movie that's on here, but I'm not getting paid every time they watch it.
Right.
People should get paid every time someone clicks play on something that you're in. You should get paid for that.
Yeah, for sure.
Are
you getting royalties?
I don't think so. I don't think streaming you get royalties.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Like I don't get paid when Superfly comes on Stars.
You don't?
I don't think they send me money for that.
Really?
Or if it goes from Stars to Tubi, or if it goes from Tubi to Netflix.
Because they have to license it, you know? Like, do you have points on the movie?
No, I don't
you don't.
So.
Oh, they just did like a buyout. Like this is how much you're making off the movie, and that's, I see.
Which I got very little for that too.
You did?
Yeah.
But that's a studio film.
Yeah.
Really?
I got very little for that. But at the time, I didn't care. I was playing the lead, and I wanted to show people that I could do it.
And did you probably like the original Superfly, huh? Did you?
Yeah, my dad made me watch it when I was a kid. That's why I did it for my dad.
Really?
Because I remember just seeing how excited he was when I was young, showing me that movie. He was just super excited.
Oh, really?
He was just like, no, son, you got to watch this. And I'm like, okay, my dad likes this thing. Right? So when I was older and I was like, wait, they're doing what? I was like, I got to play this.
Oh, that's dope. Yeah. That's dope.
That was a cool moment.
Damn, dude. I didn't know that.
Yeah, man.
You've done another movie since Superfly. It was a pretty big one. Can we talk about it? Wasn't it? It was a Morgan Freeman one.
No, that never came out.
That never came out.
I didn't even shoot that.
Wait, what happened with that?
I think it's still going through whatever.
But are they planning
financing?
Oh, but it's still happening. You think? Really? I remember seeing
that happened too with the Shia LaBeouf project.
You had a Shia LaBeouf project?
Yeah, that we were supposed to film, but financing, same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
They couldn't get financing for those projects?
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what?
That's unbelievable, bro.
Give those things to God, bro.
Yeah.
You can't, because I could lose my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's moments where I want to, but I'm like, and that anybody who knows me, he's one of my favorite actors. I look up to him.
Yeah.
Like, a lot. He's incredible.
No doubt.
And we met a few times for the film, and we're rehearsing and stuff.
You and Shia?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We met a bunch of times just to go over the script and go through scenes and stuff, how we wanted to do it, and I've never been more inspired, actually.
Really?
How
is it working with Shia LaBeouf?
He's incredible. It's a masterclass.
Really?
Literally a masterclass.
Wow.
I was just watching them all like, okay.
Really?
And then you start realizing, oh, this is what it takes to be great. Like the people that you love, when you see him do that, you're like, oh, that's why he's so good, because he goes this hard. And he even told me, he's like, bro, I don't go hard because I think I'm good. He said, I go hard because I think I suck. So I'm trying to not suck. You know?
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what? One of my idols is saying this shit? That's crazy. You know? And it's funny. Everybody feels the same way. Like, about my old stuff, I hate. I don't like it. I'm like, oh, that's corny. He feels that way.
Yeah.
About like Transformers. I said, bro, are you joking me? This is one of the most incredible film franchises of all time. And I said, and you're a fucking beast in it. He's like, nah, it's corny. You know what I mean? Like that type feel. But it's funny because I feel that way about old stuff that I've done, and I'm like, people probably, they've come up to me like, dude, we love this. I'm like, oh no, you know? He's ready for the next thing. He's like, oh, I can improve. I could be. Yeah. So that's the gift and curse of a creator. Yeah. Like that,
you're never satisfied. Yeah. Almost, or you will always find things to pick apart from the past, right? Yeah. I feel that too. You know what? The biggest question I hate is when people are like, what's your favorite video you've ever done? I'm like, bro, I hate them all.
Yeah. Can always do better.
I can always do. I don't know why. I just like, it's not like I hate them.
No, I know what you mean.
But it's just, I don't know. I cringe at these decisions I made. I'm like, why did I do that, man?
Yeah. At the time though, you got to honor yourself at where you were though at the time.
Yeah.
I try to do a better job of that. Even stuff I'm not happy with.
Yeah.
Honor the you that existed before you right now. Like, you know, there's some records that I recorded that I won't re-record that are coming out on new stuff because I want to honor that little boy that was singing.
Oh, yeah.
And being like, I can't wait for the world to hear this. And no one heard it at that time. Yeah. Nobody wanted to listen. And now people want to listen. Give him that shine. So your younger self, give him that like, hey, okay, yeah. That's how I feel about tattoos, bro. Like I meet people trying to cover up tattoos. I'm like, what? That was all you have in life as like fact and tangible is what you want and what you did in that moment.
Yes. Not
before, not after. Those things are now like aloof.
Correct.
So that's how I feel about tattoos.
But you have tattoos.
Oh yeah, bro. I'm tatted. Bro.
And yeah, you're tatted up. But you're saying those are things from that moment in your life? Is that what you mean? Like,
yeah, that's why I keep them. I meet people who want to cover their tattoos.
I was
got
young
it. And I did this. I'm like, honor that person.
Got it.
Like, know that whoever you are in life, that you did what you thought was right at that time.
Yeah. Pete Davidson just got his tattoos removed. You see that? Yeah, he's completely like bare now.
Yeah, no, I love all my tattoos. And if I need to cover them for a film, technology now, you can spray some makeup, some non-wipeable makeup.
Have you done that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, I've had my whole arm covered up.
How long does that take?
Like an hour.
It's like an hour?
Yeah.
Wow, that's actually kind of dope.
Yeah.
They're getting crazy with it.
Yeah.
Bro, I want to ask you, we had the strikes recently, and in my industry, like on the film side of things, it kind of trickled down because the strikes happen with Hollywood studios, right?
Yeah.
And so like a lot of the music stuff I was doing, it's not necessarily a direct effect, but they're under the same umbrella. Like when Universal Pictures gets affected, well, UMG, Universal Music Group, is still kind of a part of that. And so there's a little bit of a trickle-down effect with, you know, being more conscious about spending, what kind of projects they're commissioning, how many projects they're commissioning. So on my end with film and even like short form, things slow down a lot. And we're still feeling the effect now. Like for you in acting.
Same
thing?
Yeah, same. Stuff isn't moving, way slower. But yeah, during the strike, nothing was happening. I liked it because I had a break and I wasn't having to audition all the time.
For sure. It made you just focus on music at the time.
Yeah.
Huh?
And I was going on tour. I set up the tour. That came out amazing, dude. We did
How was that?
9-city tour. All sold out shows.
Dope, bro.
People singing the words. Somebody proposed to somebody at one of the shows.
What?
Yeah.
Like in the crowd?
Yeah, in the crowd.
Liar.
Yeah, and then somebody got a tattoo, born art on their whole arm.
That's dope, dude.
It was just super duper cool.
That's dope, bro.
Super cool, man.
What was it? It was US, right?
Yeah, US.
Amazing, bro. What was your favorite city?
Houston.
Houston
was insane. I just wasn't expecting it, bro. I feel like, you know, sorry, my phone is.
No, you're good. You're good, bro.
Loud as heck. But throughout my career, I've toured a bunch.
Yeah.
Toured since I was 15, you know.
Yeah.
I'm either opening up for someone or I'm doing shows, whatever. And so more and more people were singing the words.
Yeah.
And now it was like, I could have just held the mic.
Yeah.
And that type of feeling is crazy.
Yeah.
That feeling of like writing stuff and then people just singing every word is nuts. But Houston, I don't know why, but like I feel like last time I was there, it was like cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't like people weren't going crazy, but I'm talking about I came out and it was like I looked over at my brother on the side stage. He was like, it was crazy.
No way.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Shout out Houston, man. I'll be back.
Shout out Houston.
All the cities were amazing though.
Yeah.
Philly, New York.
Do you have analytics of like on Spotify or the stream platforms, like what cities?
UK. UK's number one.
UK's number one.
UK. Then I think it's I think it's UK. And then it's like Canada.
Damn, so not even the U.S.
Then it's U.S. Then it's like Brazil. Then like Africa.
Really?
Yeah. Or no, Africa might be further up on that list.
Wow.
Yeah, UK is the biggest, and I've never been there.
Oh, you'd go crazy, like a London, like
excited to go over
London
there.
would be crazy.
Let's go to work.
That's awesome, bro. That's amazing. And back to the topic of the strikes. I'm just curious, like, do you think those contracts, like what they ended up agreeing on, do you think it's beneficial for actors? Do you think the actors won from the strikes?
Oh yeah. They're getting paid more.
They're getting paid more. Okay.
Yeah, that was the thing. It was like we all want to get paid more.
Yeah.
Which is true, bro. Like, these mother truckers are making millions and millions. It's the same as like NBA players. You know what I'm saying? Like the amount of money that these mother effers are making, the owners of the teams and the company and the little whoever's behind the NBA symbol with a person like this.
Yeah.
Making 20 times more as any of the players.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean,
so that's how I feel about film. That's how I feel about all of these major
yeah.
corporations. It's change is coming.
It's got to come.
And I'd like to be at the forefront of it.
You have to be, bro. You've been doing this shit for a minute, and you're such a prominent figure in film and TV. It's like, bro,
yeah.
give the man what he deserves.
Yeah, man. We're gonna build something. Something's being built. Something's building right now. God's doing something, and I'm ready for it.
Yeah, man. So before we wrap it up, I have a few more questions that are just kind of about like your personal goals and what's in the future. And the first one is like, what do you want your legacy to ultimately be?
Freedom. I want people to live free. And the way that I love and have been loved in my life is something that I pray and hope for people to experience.
What is freedom to you?
It's almost like the ocean, or it's like space. It's like there's nothing keeping me from whatever it is that I want.
Mm-hmm.
And the freedom to change what I want. If I decide that I will never live in a place that I'm uncomfortable and unhappy in. That just doesn't exist in my body. I'm too selfish for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I wanted to stop doing music, I would never keep doing music because, the fans or, these people, blah, blah, like, fuck that. No. That's freedom, People who have a job that they hate, like, I couldn't do that.
Right.
I want you to be happy. Life should be an enjoyable experience. Not always going to be good, not always going to be happy, but there should be a dance between these valleys and these peaks in this life, and the dance should be more fun.
Yeah.
And if I could say anything to my younger self, it'd be like, stop taking stuff so personally.
Mm-hmm.
Because I love so hard and I care about people so much, when people don't care about me, it really affects me.
I see.
Bad.
I see.
I'm getting better at that, but I genuinely care and love other human beings.
Yeah.
And so when I feel like they don't feel that way about me, it had a big effect, but some people were just going through their own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I want my legacy to be freedom and love and more unity.
Do you want to be do you want people to know Trevor Jackson as the guy who united us, the guy who made us feel like we could be free and do whatever we
Dude, that's my dream. I go to sleep and I dream about that. And I don't want it to just be me, but I would like to just have like you asked me when they think of me, what they think of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like that to be the memory.
I see.
And the endurance, like the willingness to go on.
Mm-hmm.
Even when the shit is like bad.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we've all had those thoughts, bro. We've all wanted to like, maybe tap out of this life and, like, fuck it, let's just end it or F it, I'll give up. But it's like, where's the juice? Where's the sweetness in that?
Yeah.
The juice is when it was low and I brought that shit back. And then when you guys asked me and you're like, I can't do it. I can say I was right where you were at.
Yeah.
I was exactly where you're at, and look at my life.
Yeah.
So don't stop.
Have you ever been able to tell anybody that?
Yes. all the time. It's funny, I'll talk to some new artists or new actors. Dude, it's so hard. I've been living out here for a year and nothing's happening. You're funny. You're really funny. You've been out here for a year. Oh, that's cute. Been out here for 18 years, bro.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's a hustle, bro. It's
Real
a
life.
hustle. It's real life, bro.
Yeah.
One more thing for us.
Okay, ooh, a game?
Yeah,
games.
little game here. So I'm gonna switch up the vibe right now. So
Let's go. We're gonna have to shoot in here, bro. Keep showing me new shit. We're gonna shoot a
yeah,
little content piece in here.
I'll let people use this room, but they're not allowed to show the box. 'Cause that's my thing. You know, but they could use it if they want to use it for colors. I'm down for that. You know.
Sick.
So I have this deck of cards. Okay.
Yeah.
These are the Ourselves cards. This show is a show. It's called Ourselves, as you might know. It's a show made by ourselves for ourselves. And I'm doing it kind of like what you said with Born Art. You're creating on your own terms. You're not waiting on other people to make opportunities for yourself. You're creating your opportunities. So that part of the show is just that. I made this show. I want this show to inspire the youth, inspire the next generation. And so we have 50 questions here that kind of like fall into those categories.
Okay.
Inspiring or maybe deep questions, personal questions. So I'm gonna hand you this deck. Okay, pick one card. You can shuffle, whatever. Pick whatever speaks to you. Don't look at it. Just feel around. Find something that speaks to you, and flip it around. Read the question and give me an answer. Give me an answer straight from your heart.
Okay. I can shuffle me too?
You can shuffle. Do whatever you want.
Let's see if I don't embarrass myself here. He said, "You guys from out of town?" Oh shit! Hold on, let me try again. I gotta say the line on the. So you guys from out of town?
That was good. That was good. All right, take it and bring the mic so we can hear it clearly. I want to hear this.
All right. What's a memory that brings you comfort?
A
memory that brings me comfort. I'm gonna be honest. It's mainly like movies, like old movies, like Men in Black or Hercules. I'll put Hercules on. If I'm down, I'll put Hercules on and I'll be fine. Right after, I'm just like, okay, I can go the distance. I'll find my way if I can be strong. I know every mile would be worth my while. So that's not. Does that count as a memory?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Or should it be like a family memory?
No, I actually really like the movies.
That's true, though.
I think that's
true.
awesome,
I
bro.
put movies on and I'll feel way better.
Do these movies bring back a time of your life?
Yeah, a smell. They'll bring back a feeling. They'll bring back an energy, a moment. And it's crazy. It'll be movies that I've seen 20,000 times, and I will find something new every single time.
Oh, that's dope.
I'm like, is that what they said on that part? Like, it's crazy how, and that's probably how most people observe life.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you probably just didn't catch something.
Yeah, especially at a certain age. Like when you watch Hercules at 5, you're gonna
Very different
than at 25.
28. Yeah, exactly, bro.
Yeah,
it's different. And again, that's how a lot of the old music is. Like, I'll make something that I made at like 17, and now I'm 28. And I'm like, whoa, you were talking to yourself, man.
Yeah. I love that, bro. Well, thank you, bro.
Dude, congrats on this, bro.
Thank you
This
so
is
much.
awesome,
Do you
dude.
fuck with this?
Proud of you, man.
Bro, I'm proud of you, man. Do you fuck with this though? I love it. Dude, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you being here. Thanks everyone for watching. Thank you for the amazing invisible crew behind the scenes.
Crew.
Thank you, Trevor. Thank you for being here, bro. I appreciate
you, man.
it.
I had a blast, dude.
You're amazing.
Let's make more videos.
Yeah, bro. I forgot to turn these on. I appreciate you being here. We're gonna keep working. I wanna shoot some stuff with you. Like,
Please.
We'll talk after about just narrative and next steps in our lives.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of cool things we could do.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, y'all know what to do, man. Subscribe, help a boy out, help us out. We're trying to build this.
Like, subscribe.
Yeah, you already know. And last but not least, brother, I want to give a big round of applause to ourselves. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Good job, man.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks.